Very good morning, my dear students. Hope that you are all fine and safe at your home. And I think you are all busy with your assignment activities and carry on properly and try to attend our online classes regularly. Okay, it's my first class with you, and I chose chapter 12 for you. The title is The Solar System and Our Earth. We will read today lesson 1 to 4. And the first thing, I think you have already have some ideas about our solar system and our Earth, right? Okay, our habitat, the Earth, and another 7 planets, that means 8 planets, and some luminaries, more luminaries, revolve around the sun. And all the moving luminaries and the huge space and the 8 planets are called solar system centering the sun. Okay, the huge universe beyond our vision is called the space. It is called the space, and the Earth has two types of motion. One is the Earth rotates on its own axis, and another one is the Earth revolves around the sun. The first one occurs day and night, and this revolvement occurs season changes. Okay, now lesson 1. The Earth moves around the sun. Okay, men used to think earlier that in ancient time and that the sun moves around the earth. In fact, the sun doesn't move around the earth. Rather, the earth moves around the sun. When you go for a walk by bus, lunch, train, or some vehicles, you see that the trees seem to be moving so fast backward. Actually, the train, the lunch, or the bus is running forward, but they seem to be standing still. On the other hand, the trees by the side are at rest, but they seem to be moving so fast backward. The earth and the sun are the same condition. The earth is moving around the sun, moving around the sun from the earth, but it seems that the sun is moving around the earth. In ancient time, man was interested into the sun, the moon, and the stars. At that time, there was no instrument to observe these luminaries. There no telescope and other things. Okay, they would believe as they observe with their bare eyes. You know that the great scientist Aristotle, he was a great philosopher and scientist 2000 years ago. He also used to think that the sun moves around the earth. From now to 2000 years ago, famous mathematician and astrologer Ptolemy also told strongly that all things move around the earth. This motto was believed by men for a long time. Some didn't believe the motto of Ptolemy and Aristotle, but none was able to prove it wrong. And this scientist, astrologer Copernicus gave a new theory through observation. He proposed the model of sun-centric instead of earth-centric. Aristotle and Ptolemy gave earth-centric model of solar system, but Copernicus gave the model of sun-centric instead of earth-centric. The main theme of his model is that the earth moves around the sun. He also told a new thing, that is, the earth rotates with its own axis also. Later, great scientists Galileo and Kepler presented the proof of this model in favor of Copernicus. At present, this model is proved and scientists and common people will have accepted it. Okay. Now, lesson 2. Lesson 2 to 4, the formation of solar system and its introduction. You have come to know that the sun is a star, and the sun is the center around which the earth and 7 planets and some more luminaries revolve. All the revolved luminaries and the huge space around the sun is called the solar system. Okay? Most of the place of the universe beyond our vision is the huge space. We have already read it. The 8 planets are rotating according to their distance centering the sun. The description of these rotated planets are arranged as shown here, and the members of the solar system are introduced. Now, the sun. The sun is the center of solar system. You know, the sun is a star, burning gaseous bodies like other stars. Burning gaseous body contains mainly hydrogen and helium gas. I repeat it, the gaseous body, that means the stars mainly contains hydrogen and helium gas. The atoms of hydrogen gas mixing with another turn into the atoms of helium. I repeat it also that the atom of hydrogen gas mixing with another turn into the atoms of helium. A lot of energy is produced here in this process. This energy spreads in the solar system as heat and light. Okay, it spreads through the space on the 8 planets. It doesn't cover 8 planets, and the sun and heat from the sun we get, and it is the main resource of energy. Okay, the sun is a medium star in size in the sky. It is bigger than the earth, lakh times more. It is situated approximately 15 crores kilometers away from the earth, the third planet, earth. So we see the sun so small. Now, introduction of the planets, the 8 planets. The 8 planets are moving around the sun, you know. The earth is such a planet. The planets are generally round in shape. Almost all planets are round in shape. There are different gaseous bodies in the planets, but the planets do not produce any energy. So, no planet gives either light or heat. They have no light of their own. All of them rotate around the sun and get light and heat, although they look brighter than the earth. Introduction of the planet brief. I am now telling about that. Mercury. Mercury is the nearest planet to the sun. There is no atmospheric in Mercury. Okay, the earlier one is better. Okay, now Venus, the second planet of the solar system. From the earth we can find a star in the western sky and in the morning, and the evening star in the evening. In fact, it is not a star. It is the planet of the sun, which is called Venus. The sunlight falls on it, and so it looks lighted, and we mistake that it is as a star. Okay, the earth, the third planet. Perhaps you know that the earth is the only planet in which there is atmospheric and temperature necessary elements for the survival of plants and animals, human being in the world. It is the third closest planet to the sun. Now Mars. Mars looks reddish because its surface is red in color. The surface of it is dusty, and there are very light atmospheric there, and water may be present as the available reports show. Okay, now the biggest planet, Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet of the sun. It is gaseous only. It has no solid surface. And the Saturn, the beautiful planet, the most beautiful planet of the solar system. The planet Saturn is made of gas only. There is a ring all around it. And the Uranus. Uranus is made of gas and ice. And the last one, Neptune. Neptune is also almost a planet like Uranus. It is the last planet of the solar system. A luminary named Pluto was called planet before, but in 2009 the scientists decided that it is a small incomplete planet. That's why we don't count Pluto as a planet. Okay, now satellites. There are 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Try to find another information about this, more information about these 8 planets. You will get also you will get also some more information in your higher studies. Satellites. Now, satellite. You have known that the planets of solar system revolve around the sun. Similarly, the small satellite revolves around the planet. That means it is Earth, and Earth has a satellite that is called Moon. Moon is the only satellite of the planet Earth. Okay, it moves around the Earth. The satellites are smaller than the planets. It cannot produce heat and light. They get light from the sun. Also, the light of the sun reflects on the surface of the moon, and so we see the moon lighted. Okay, this is Earth and this is the moon, the satellite. This is the sun, Earth, and the moon, and the sunlight reach to the moon also. Okay. The moon takes 27 days, 8 hours to round the earth. The moon is the attractive object from ancient time. You see that the moon is not seen in the one night which is called the day of the new moon. The next night, the new moon means Amavasya in Bangla. The next night, a small piece of moon is seen for a while in the western sky. The small piece of moon gets bigger every night. After 2 weeks, the moon looks like a plate, which is called full moon, Purnima. The moon begins to get smaller from the next night of the full moon. Thus, after 2 weeks, in any night, the moon isn't seen at all. We can see the new moon and the full moon after 29 or 30 days. Why does it happen? You will know this answer in your next class, in your upper classes. Okay. Although the moon is the only natural satellite of the earth, more than 2,500 satellites sent by men are moving around the earth. These are called artificial satellites. The artificial satellites are sent in order to collect the information of wireless, telecommunication, weather, and others. Other planets have natural satellites like the earth, like the moon, okay, and other luminaries. There are other luminaries in the solar system without the sun, the planets, and the satellites. They are called comets, meteors, and asteroids. They revolve around the sun. They are small in size than planets, rocky and metallic objects, and they are called asteroids. They are called asteroids. These are called asteroids. They are like small planets. The comets are also a part of our solar system. They are made of solid gas, ice, and dust. Okay, but it turns into gas easily when it gets heat. When the comets go near the sun, when these comets go near the sun, it is scattered in the sky, turning into gas or solid due to heat of the sun. Okay, this burning comets here. Okay, due to atmosphere. Some comets are found after many years in the sky of the Earth, such as Halley's Comet, which appears every 75 years in the sky. It appears in 1911 and 1986. It will be appeared again in 2062. Okay. And have you seen a fireball flying all on a sudden at night? They are called meteors. They are called meteors. Meteors are the smallest luminaries which revolve around the sun. These solid small pieces, when comes in the contact of atmosphere, burns out. This is why it is found running away or falling down like a fire sphere. Yes, falling like a fire sphere. Sometimes big put out meteors create big holes while they fall down. This in this picture. No. Okay. In this picture, we can see big put meteors create big holes while they fall down. Okay. Now, practice at home your homework. Try to write the answers correctly. Question number 1. Why did men think before that the sun moves round the earth? Number 2. Who told about the earth-centered model? Who told about the earth-centered model? That means earth is at the center and other luminaries, other planets or the sun moves around the earth. Number 3 question. Explain how the sun and the other stars produce heat and light. The sun and the other stars produce heat and light. Which gas are there? Which gas is produced there? Which energy produced there in the sun or the stars? Okay, explain that in your answer. Okay, and practice the fill in the blanks and the multiple choice question from your textbook at page number 146 and 147. That's all for today, my dear students. Hope that you have understood the lesson. And thank you all. See you in our next class. Okay, then bye.